welcome back to my channel. So today it is time for a new video for 2020, all about my 10 uplifting perfumes to start 2020 with. If you're new here, then welcome to my channel. It's all about perfumes. I have new videos every week, so do send me your requests in the comments down below, and do subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here, and turn on that notification bell. Before I start, I want to say a big thank you to Be Layered Fragrances for sending me some products and sponsoring this video. So I'm going to kick it off with a layered fragrance. If you haven't heard of this brand, then I am going to be doing a review of lots of their perfumes, which I'll leave linked once I've done it. But essentially these are lots of different fragrances. It's quite niche. It's a relatively new brand, and I think 2020 new year, you want something a bit different to start the year, not something that you've already smelled a million times. So time to try something a bit different. So my first recommendation is the Layered Signature fragrance. This is jasmine with blood orange and peach, and I have it here in a little sampler to try. I had lots of samplers to try. And I find it really fresh and uplifting, and the kind of thing that you'd want to spray as you're stepping out the door and just to sort of face that cold January weather. You want something really uplifting. I always love blood orange in a perfume because it's just so zesty, and that sharpness I find really lifts the mood. This is also one of those perfumes where you can go ahead and like spray it on your hair, on your clothes, on your coat, on your scarf, and because it's not too strong and it is fresh, then you can sort of really envelop yourself in it. My next recommendation is Le Parfum from Elie Saab. Now, if you're a regular watcher of my channel, you probably will have heard me talk about this quite a bit in the past. I really love this fragrance. It is such a classy, sparkling fragrance. I wouldn't describe it necessarily as fresh, but I would describe it as uplifting. It has African orange flower, honey, bit of jasmine, patchouli, rose, but it's really that African orange flower that comes across, and it almost smells like the smell of champagne. It has that fizzy bubbliness to it, but very sort of classy high-end smell, and I find that it lasts quite well, especially on clothing and spraying it in your hair, so I definitely recommend that. And I think the bottle and the branding is just really classy and beautiful, and this is like lovely for so many ages, and I just find this scent really sort of lifts the mood because it makes you feel a bit more sophisticated maybe, and you have that sparkle to it. My next recommendation is YSL's Mon Paris. Now, I've been wearing this week, and what I found amazing about this, which I had forgotten, is the lasting power. You really can smell it on you, and all my clothes that I've had it on still really smell of it, even if you're not even that close to them. So I do think this is a really good perfume. It is a little bit on the sweeter side. It's probably the sweetest in this video, but it has a fair amount of patchouli and peony in, so it is definitely a floral sweet. It's not just a pure sweet, but it is, I found this really uplifting to wear, and I've kept putting it on day after day because I really like it. And as you can imagine, I have quite a lot of perfumes to choose from, so it has to be something good to make me keep wanting to put it on every day. So yeah, I sort of forgot about this, and they have so many flankers in the range as well, but I think the original is just really nice. Like, it makes you feel quite feminine, and it feels very pretty and girly, but in a delicate floral way, not in anything too overly sweet. My next recommendation is Chanel Chance. Now, this perfume I always smell on people when they're wearing it. It really does last. You do have to use quite a few sprays, but then it does have good projection. This again is patchouli, but I would describe this as a very clean, musky patchouli. It's a rather neutral scent. It would be good for the office or sort of professional jobs where you don't want anything too I don't know, controversial. You want something quite clean and neutral, but it's again very classy, and even though the price tag is quite high, you do get value for money in terms of that projection. I would steer clear of the eau de toilette because they just don't have the projection or the lasting power compared to the eau de parfum. Next recommendation is Narciso Rodriguez for her. Again, this is something which I mention a lot on my channel. I just think it's such a beautiful, soft, feminine perfume. And you know, when the weather outside is like horrible rain or wind or whatever, then this is the kind of thing that just reminds you and makes you feel comfy and homely, even if you're out and about in like the horrible January weather. So I think this is yeah, definitely uplifting. Again, it's quite musky and very, very clean. It's not at all floral or sweet at all. It's one of the cleanest scents you can get. And what I love about this as well is the lasting power. You do smell this on people. It is quite similar to Chanel Chance in a lot of ways, I think. And yeah, just really pretty and easy to get confused with the packaging. So the Eau de Parfum is a pink bottle but black outside packaging. The Eau de Toilette is a black bottle with pink outside packaging. So people get the packaging in pink and then they open it up and it's like, why is the bottle black? I do recommend the black bottle, the Eau de Toilette, over the Eau de Parfum, which has slightly different ingredients in, and the Eau de Toilette, unusually for an Eau de Toilette, lasts just as well as the Eau de Parfum. My next recommendation is the new one from Issey Miyake, Rose and Rose. Now, I used to have this. I've actually given it away recently, not because I don't like it, just because I have so many perfumes, and I know someone that really loves Rose. This is a really true Rose perfume, very delicate, very pretty. But what I love about Issey Miyake, all their other scents as well, is they have great lasting power. So the thing is with Rose is that it can be quite, because of its delicate nature, it cannot last very well in perfumes, but this is a really good example of a rose perfume that lasts. And again, you know, that rose petal is such a delicate, pretty scent. I find it uplifting. I find it quite fresh. I don't really like rose perfumes where the rose is like a heavy, musky, potpourri rose. I like it where it's like a delicate petal, you know, on a dewy morning in an English country garden, and that is what this is like. But it lasts, which is a quite unusual combination. I've done a video all about the Issey Miyake L'Eau d'Issey perfumes, which I think are just fantastic, good value for money. So I'll leave that link down below. My next recommendation is another one from Layered, which is Love Potion. Now this is a little bit more on the sweet side, as you'd expect for something called Love Potion. This reminds me a little bit of the Mon Paris in the sense that it has that little bit of sweetness, vanilla to it, but it has a warm tonka bean and a jasmine. So this feels very feminine. I think this is more sort of evenings, or if you want something very cozy. This is not really a work type perfume. It's something that you'd wear if you wanted to be a little bit more girly and sexy, and a really good discovery. And you know, the prices of the Layered perfumes are so much lower than a lot of the mainstream ones, but this is very similar to something that you'd get from a brand like YSL. So a nice sort of sexy sweet one. My next recommendation is Omnia Coral from Bulgari. This bottle, so unusual. All the Omnia ones have these really cool bottles, kind of like a shell or something. This has lovely fresh hibiscus in and red berries. It's very uplifting. And because the bottle is so sort of durable, you can carry this around with you in your handbag and, you know, just spritz it if you want to like get that freshen up. They have smaller versions as well. The 30ml is like almost like a little stone, like a pebble, so really good for the handbag. I love the color of this, that red and the transparentness of the red. I love the name, I love the smell. I find it very uplifting and the kind of thing where if you want to invest in a perfume, not that this is expensive, but you know, you want to buy yourself a treat, it's the kind of thing that just makes you smile. The whole Omnia range I really love actually, and I have done a video on it, which I'll leave linked. My next recommendation is Versace's Bright Crystal. I do love this perfume. This is kind of an ultimate peony perfume for me. It's a very, very fresh and bright. I love peonies. They are such a delicate flower and so pretty and feminine, and they're used in quite a lot of really lovely perfumes like Miss Dior, Blooming Bouquet, and this is a really good way to get that fresh peony for quite good value for money. I think this also comes in a 200ml, and you can get an Absolute version as well, which is a darker pink packaging and bottle and is just a bit stronger. I really love these, good value for money. They're always discounted, and I just could spray this over and over again all day and never get sick of it, and it's just really fresh, zesty peony. And then finally, my 10th recommendation is Givenchy's Ange Demon Les Secrets. This is a fragrance that you don't really hear about that much, and it is quite similar to Versace Bright Crystal in that having that peony in, but it also has something a little bit more green, a tea leaf, cranberries and lemons, and I love the bottle. I think it's so different and the smell is very unusual. There isn't really anything that smells quite like this, and I used to have this and I find it very good if you want something a little bit more subtle, but something that you can smell on yourself and that just feels very clean and feminine. And I think the branding and everything's cool. And again, because this isn't really that well known or publicized, you can usually get this at good prices. As always, guys, the links will be down below to where you can get all these perfumes, and I'll try and find them at good prices for you. So that is it, guys. I hope you found that rundown interesting, useful, and I hope you don't have the January blues after Christmas. I'll have lots of videos coming up, so do stay tuned and look out for more, and of course subscribe if you're not already, guys. But that's it, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.